How's it going?
It is going. I'm a lunatic right now because Taylor and Maverick are out of town for a wrestling tournament, so I just feel like I only have time to sit down for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, with you.
Yeah.
I'm like really glad we're recording today because I'm on the verge. And we just started filming for the next season this week.
Oh, really?
Yes. So,
Dang.
yeah. And typically I have a week off from coaching between softball and wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Softball ended. Saturday was our last tournament. Wrestling started. Actually, it started last Thursday was our first night of practice. So I have had no nights off filming and work. I'm like, I'm going to sleep really good. I feel like tomorrow night I'm going to sleep really good.
Yeah.
But I'm doing good. It's all blessings. Nothing. It's good stuff.
Well, me being single and having no children, well, not single.
I was about to say, what? Is there something
not
you need
married,
to tell me?
Not married. Not married. I have my Christmas tree up and 4 presents wrapped.
No, I saw that and I was so jealous.
Yeah.
I was like,
I wish I had the
tree
up. Yeah, I know. I'm super stoked about it.
I typically put mine up like the day after Halloween.
Yeah, that's what I did. November 1st. Merry Christmas.
You should come over tomorrow and help me and Jade and Bentley
decorate.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm down.
Okay, because it takes a lot of hands.
Yeah.
It's massive.
The tree?
Yes.
My tree's like 5 foot, so.
You saw how tall the ceilings are in our living room? It's like a 12-foot tree.
Holy moly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do homemade ornaments or like store-bought?
Both.
I do too.
So I have all of like the like traveling or like things that we got, on vacation. And then I have all the stuff that the kids have ever made.
Yep.
And then a whole bunch of store-bought stuff. And then majority of it, honestly, is stuff that I acquired from my mom because growing up, you've never been to their house, have you?
Uh-uh.
Okay, my mom would put up like 5 or 6 Christmas trees.
Aww.
Big ones. Yeah. And all would have a different theme. Mm-hmm. Now she just does one. So I got all of her Christmas stuff.
That's awesome.
Hallelujah. Because that stuff's expensive.
It is.
But it's a mixture of both. It's very fancy and like the things you see at Ace like the trees you see at Ace Hardware.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like, but it has all the kids' ornaments and stuff too. And then I have a roll. Maverick started it. It's a tradition, really. Maverick started it a few years ago. We had gone to like the bowling alley or something. We were playing arcade games. He got tickets and he got one of like the foam airplanes you put together, and he kept, actually this is the 4th year this year. He kept throwing it. So he was 3 when he did this. He kept throwing it at the tree. And I was like, Maverick, like, stop doing that. And he kept on and kept on. I was like, son, it's going to land in there. And when it lands in there, I'm not getting it out. Like, it's staying in the tree. Because where he was aiming, you have to get a ladder. You know? But also, I'm just like, no, so you can learn your lesson. Sure enough, does it again. Lands in the tree. That thing stayed in there the whole season. When I took it down, I wrote on the back side of it, like the bottom that's white, and I was like, Maverick, and I put the year, and I put it with the homemade ornaments.
Yeah.
So the next year, I get that box out, and I'm like, oh my God, like, that's so funny. I love this so much. And so I put it back in actually, no, I got Maverick, and I said, fly it into the tree.
Yeah.
So he did. And now there's a whole thing of just like random stuff. Like one year, Bentley put like a $1 bill in there, like hid it somewhere. Mm-hmm. For New Year's, we had friends over. We were playing beer pong and a ping pong table ended up in the tree. So like if something ends up in the tree, you don't get it back.
Cute.
And it goes into this box and I write on it. I find a way to write on it.
Yeah.
How it happened, what year it was.
That's so cute.
And like it's a whole thing now.
Yeah.
So, and I love that so much.
That's fun.
It is really cool. Now the kids just like purposely try and like, the little rubber band bracelets that like Jade makes like for softball turn. Like I wear them sometimes. They're different colors. Mm-hmm. She like shot one in there one year. We've got a peanut keychain. Some of the stuff I have no idea where it came from.
Yeah.
And I just have to guess. And I'm just like, okay, this was definitely Jade's.
Yeah.
Or like Bentley definitely did this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like a surprise after Christmas is over.
That's cool.
When I take it down, I like look at stuff.
That's fun.
It's a blast. So
that's fun.
Thank God for Matt flying the stupid little paper plane into the tree.
That's so cool, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, tomorrow.
Let's do it.
Bentley wants to do it tomorrow, so that's what we're gonna. When your 15-year-old tells you he wants to decorate the Christmas tree,
you do it.
You listen.
You do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry, guys.
That was fun, though. You know, it's Christmas time. Whatever makes you happy. If you want to wait till after Thanksgiving, I get it too.
I don't.
Okay, so this week's case is Rose Mary Marie Goggins. She went by Rose. Rose Mary Marie Goggins.
I love that name, Rose.
Yeah.
My great-grandmother's name is Marie. My mom, Marie.
So pretty.
Mm-hmm. Rose is very pretty.
So Rose was a very bright young woman. She was also very tough. Her family home was caught on fire when she was 9, and it actually killed her father at 9 years old. So
that's rough.
Yeah, she grew up tough, but she was very close with her family, her mom, her aunts, her cousins, her grandmother. She was very close to her family. Can you? Sometimes you can hear it on these mics, and sometimes you can't.
Yeah. It
was so funny when you were like the beeping from the truck backing up. You're like, this is so annoying, and it beeped like one more time. I was like, thank you.
It made it stop.
Yeah, it did.
It heard me.
I guess they did. So when Rose was 18, she was working at a diner in Wayne County. This is in Clifton, Tennessee. Very rural, mostly farmland, and like cute little restaurants. I heard there's like a really good burger place in this town.
Is this West Tennessee?
I have no idea. I did not look it up. You look it up while I finish.
Okay.
So
we need to go to the burger place, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do. So she was waiting tables, and she was waiting on this very handsome young sheriff's deputy. His name was Stephen Robert Beersdorf Jr. He went by Robert, though. He was like this cute little thing who was a sheriff's deputy and nice to her and flirted and tipped her well. That's how people fall in love.
Mm-hmm.
They quickly did do that. They fell in love. Robert introduces Rose to his parents, Stephen Sr. and Sylvia. Before she knew it, she was living with Robert in a camper on his parents' land.
Sounds about right. Honestly.
I mean, we're from Tennessee. So.
Yeah. Okay. From what I'm seeing, this is like if there could be, I mean, I know there's like a couple highways that take Chattanooga straight to Memphis instead of going to Nashville. But if you imagine there's like a line between Chattanooga and Memphis, it's like in the middle.
Okay.
So middle south, very extremely perfectly middle south Tennessee.
Okay.
Very small.
I'm looking at our map. We have a case near there.
Yes. Okay, so the green flag that we're seeing, it's like probably just to the left of that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So rural.
Very
rural.
Very, very, very.
So Rose is living with Robert in a camper on his parents' land. He ended up popping the question, and she said yes. Soon after they had announced their engagement, Robert started drinking, and from learned action from his father, he started getting violent with Rose. But Rose stood her ground. She actually called his supervisor, because he's a police officer, and was like, he's doing this. He's drinking too much. He's hurting me. And they arrested him.
Good.
Yeah, very good.
Mm-hmm.
He got out. He was ordered to take anger management classes, and he stopped drinking, and things were on the mend with them. They were looking, things were looking up for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they found out they are expecting a baby boy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Rose is about 21 she's 21 when she has her baby.
So I'm assuming his parents are still married.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They live on a big piece of land.
I'm just curious because if his dad drank a lot and his dad was violent with his mom and abusive,
He was.
then I know I don't mean for this to sound like insensitive or like duh, but it makes sense as to why she would have called the police department like immediately, basically,
Mm-hmm.
because she probably had witnessed things with his parents,
Mm-hmm.
and also probably heard stories from him and his mom,
Mm-hmm.
maybe too. God, that sucks. Okay, well, Stephen and Sylvia were teenage runaways.
Mm-hmm.
We were just talking about that with Angel. Like when you're a teenager and you're just like,
run away.
yeah, I'm doing this. Stephen's upbringing was horrible with an alcoholic and an abusive father. His mother ran off when he was 12,
Mm-hmm.
and his father remarried. He would later kill his second wife.
Yeah. Abusive. Not good.
Holy crap. Ooh. Stephen meets Sylvia when he's 16 and she's 13 in rural Alabama. They run away together to Florida and they get married soon after Sylvia gives birth to Robert. They are in their 20s when they decided to move to Tennessee on 40 acres of farmland.
Mm-hmm.
Neighbors report that the couple was fine at first, but noticed anger issues in Stephen. At one time, Stephen was mad that a neighbor's dog kept coming on his property and he shot it. He cut its throat and placed the body on the neighbor's front porch. The cycle of abuse continued with his own wife and son. Listen, I feel about my dogs the way I feel about my children.
Mm-hmm. They are our children.
If
We take
you
complete care of them,
fuck with one of my dogs,
you're dead.
I still say one of, like I still have two, but still. But who does that?
A kid who grew up with
does
a dad
that?
who beat his mom and was alcoholic and probably beat him.
I'm sure beat him and probably had to watch his mom get beat.
You have to break the cycle at some point.
You have to break the cycle. Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Seriously.
And people wonder why it is so important to discuss mental health openly and freely now. Is so shit like this doesn't happen anymore.
You're right.
Period. Like,
yes.
It's
frustrating. But, I feel like we're making strides.
I'm just hoping our generation does the best that we can so that our children are set up to actually be the change.
Yes.
We're changing it.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully we're all setting it up for our children to be the change.
Yeah.
We're just, yeah.
Yeah, we're getting there.
It takes a lot of us, though. Come on.
It does take a lot. So in October of 2009, Rose had reluctantly moved in with her in-laws. She knew from the start that Sylvia, Robert was a mama's boy, and she would always take his side, and just they're abusive towards each other, Sylvia and Stephen. So she was reluctant to move in. But Robert was in the National Guard. He was stationed at Camp Shelby in Mississippi. So Stephen and Sylvia, they take in Rose and their grandson, which they really loved. They loved having their grandson around.
Sounds familiar.
It happens. They would make her life miserable. She spent most of her time in her bedroom. They would berate her as a mother. They called Child Protective Services on her, which means that the baby had to go through a whole evaluation and all that just because they mentally and emotionally abused her. And Sylvia like could not keep her mouth shut about how much she hated her. She talked about it all the time. She talked about it with neighbors. She talked about it with a farmhand, like
She probably talked about it right in front of her.
right in front of her, like how much she hated her. She even offered one farmhand $1,000 to get
What's
rid of
a
her.
farmhand?
It's like someone who comes and work on a farm,
Oh, so
like a day laborer,
okay.
just like someone who comes and like cuts the grass or does odd jobs around the farm or
Right.
whatever.
That bales hay or
Yeah.
like assists with it or
Yeah,
something. Okay.
exactly. So Rose was trying to keep the peace, staying in her room. You know, she was trying to better herself, just like her future husband with his new military career. She was actually taking classes to be an EMT and taking care of her 11-month-old son, Aiden.
I love that name.
I know, I do too. That's Brandy's son's name.
Really?
The oldest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Aiden, Noah,
Yeah.
and
Noah.
River.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
I
fun.
just kept hearing like Noah Nash
No,
and thinking
Noah
it was
Nash.
both of their
Oh.
like both of them. But then I remembered that I found out it was one because Callie's two sons are Noah and Nash.
That's funny.
Anyways, so yeah, Aiden, the older one.
Aiden.
He's such a good kid.
Yeah. On October 14th, 2009, Rose was getting ready. She was getting the baby ready. She was going to EMT school to take a class. 2 days later, after no word from Rose, Stephen and Sylvia finally call the police and their son. Like, hey, we haven't seen her in a couple days. Have you? 911. The son comes rushing home.
Question: what year was this?
2009. She's 21. Her son is almost a year.
Do we know where her mom was?
Rose's?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear anything about our mom.
I know, and that's why I'm curious because for her to be like really close with her family and her dad passing away in the fire when she was younger, I'm trying to put myself in her shoes because if you think about it, I had Bentley in 2008 and I was a teenager, a child, and I moved out of my parents' house. I would have never, I mean, Jen and Larry were great grandparents, good people. My parents offered for me and Ryan to move into their house. They offered for us to move into their house. They're good people. I'm not moving in there. And I'm a teenager. Like, I'm just curious as to like if she knew what kind of people they were or like saw it, like why
move in
there?
Yeah.
What was it him? Like was she just thinking like, well, it'll be me and him and our kid and like that's it. And we're not gonna be anything like that. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
is that what we think happened? Because she was older.
Yeah, than you.
Yeah. She's in her 20s. I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
And I still wanted to just get an apartment and pay my bills. Like,
yeah.
And I didn't even have to move out of my parents' house.
Maybe she didn't have that option. Or maybe,
she didn't know how bad it was.
Yeah, maybe she didn't know that.
This is just so sad.
I don't know.
Because she seems like a badass.
Mm-hmm.
From a driven standpoint, a good mom and a good person. Like, it just, I wonder
why that happened.
Yeah, like how, were there not red flags or something? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not saying it was wrong or that this or that. I'm very curious to know what was known at that point or the circumstances.
Yeah.
So being the last two people to see her, they were given voice stress tests and both of them failed.
The voice stress test is like the new polygraph.
I love it.
I do too. Because
I love it a lot.
I do too. It seems more accurate. Like,
I agree.
And you can actually show that piece of audio to a jury.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
I love it.
I do too.
I really, really.
I do too.
I think it's somewhat, well, quite more beneficial for investigators than a polygraph.
Yeah.
Um,
Because we all know how to fake a polygraph.
right.
You put a
And
tack in your shoe.
people that are like absolute narcissists and like sociopaths, they tell themselves one thing so much, they believe it.
Yeah.
You're never going to get a real read on it. But this voice stress test, it calls out everybody.
Yes, it does.
I love it. But so both of them failed it. Stephen was quick to admit, end quote, "I choked that bitch," end quote. He said he choked her, dumping her body in the Tennessee River, and drove her car 60 miles away and torched it. After a 3-day search in the river, Stephen finally gives the full story. Rose was heading to her EMT class when he ambushed her. After choking her, he took her body, built a burn pit, and burned it until he was satisfied that nothing of Rose was left. He even used his farming equipment to make sure that all evidence of Rose would never be found. He says he drove her car to an old logging road and set it on fire, and then he hitchhiked all the way home. Police searched the land of the Beardorfs and found a burnt EMT book, a few bone fragments, and a palm-sized chunk of bone that was later tested and found to be the skull of Rose Goggins.
Now,
question, was he, when they said it was found out later that he killed his second wife, was that known after?
No, so, okay, Stephen and Sylvia are the grandparents. Stephen's dad killed his second wife.
Okay.
Stephen and Sylvia were like high school teenager runaways.
So this Stephen we're talking about was not the grandfather?
Yeah, he is.
But Stephen, the senior killed his second wife?
No. Senior's dad.
Oh.
So Robert's granddad.
Gotcha.
I just wanted to add that because I feel like they...
Cycle?
Yeah.
Cycle. Cycle.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So they were obviously charged. Sylvia got 15 years. She's out. She got out in 2019, and I feel like she's the mastermind.
I want to meet with her.
I tried to find her on Facebook, but I couldn't find her. She's also living somewhere in Tennessee. Stephen Sr. got life in prison. Robert he knew about the abuse, but he never thought, yeah, they're going to kill the mother of my son.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
he was shocked.
From everything we know, and not saying that abusers don't escalate things, and not saying that if it wasn't his parents, it could have been him to do something like this, but I can only just hope that he has gotten his shit together.
Yeah.
You know? And also, like, hopefully away from all of the people and the things that are a part of this cycle.
Yeah.
Because when you're in it and you're drinking and you're abusive and you're only going to do this exact same thing.
Yeah.
You know? And like, you have a son.
Well, he has custody of his son, and it seems like after he had his little abusive spout when they got engaged that...
Bentley's calling me. Hold on.
Let's pause.
Hi, you're on speakerphone. We're recording expired podcasts.
Oh, have you, could you get me some fruit on your way?
Yes, I have an orange in a bag, 2 oranges. Do you need more?
Yeah, probably like some pineapple and strawberries if you can find some.
I'll DoorDash some because I have to leave straight from here to make it on time for club
Okay.
practice.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
He
Jesus
needs
Christ.
fruit.
Wrestling season. I love wrestling season
Yeah.
so much. I love coaching wrestling. I do not like the
Eating.
dieting and the meal prepping when your kids want to do it, but they don't want to assist in doing it.
Yeah.
Because last night I told Jade and Bentley, I'm like, are you going to pack your lunch? Like, I've got all this stuff for you to pack your lunch. Are you going to take snacks? Got all this stuff for you to take snacks. Neither of them do it. And then they're like, I need this and this. Like, I told you to pack it. Parenting, y'all. Beat my head against a wall.
So glad I don't have kids yet. I could not.
But
handle
wrestling
that.
season is a different because they're just pissed off all the time.
Mm-hmm.
They're exhausted. But they still choose to do it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
They love it more.
No one
than...
is telling you that you have to make this weight. Like, wrestle whatever weight you want.
Yeah.
But if you choose this and I provide everything that you need to do that, take advantage of it. Don't tell me I have to do double because you didn't want to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Make time Sunday to just meal prep for the full week.
no, I really think I'm going to take me, Jade, and Bentley are going to go to the store and like the next couple days, like look stuff up online.
Mhm.
And then on Sunday, just like
Make
meal
it all.
prep
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
It's either that or Christmas tree. And to be honest, for my sanity, I need both.
You need both.
But no, I think for my sanity, I need to meal prep because I kind of do prefer to put our big tree up by myself because I'm weird. Anyways, back to
So Robert was obviously devastated. He was in shock. He never thought his parents could do something like that. I don't believe they have any contact. I don't believe he's talking to his mother or father. He does have custody of Aiden, though.
okay, and his father is still
In prison.
inside.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
I know.
I
So-
wonder if drinking or alcohol use or substance or drug use was some, like, I know that it was the grandfather, like Robert, his grandfather, drank and was abusive.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if the grandmother and the grandfather, Robert's parents, the ones who did this, like, I wonder if they had substance use or drug use or alcohol use habits. Like, if that issues, like, if the addiction disease caught them too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I feel like if you're that aggressive and abusive, there has to be something fueling that.
Especially to people that, like, meet and come together and are kind of, or are that way toward each other.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know they were both runaways, Sylvia and Steven. So I didn't hear much about Sylvia, but
It's almost like she just became some sort of, like, just master manipulator. And not that I'm a psychologist, but I read it as like she just wanted something to control.
yeah.
You know?
And she couldn't
was sick
control
of being the
Rose.
victim type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, gotta find something to control.
Mhm.
And Rose was too tough for that.
Yep.
Too, like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And it just ate her up
Mm-hmm.
almost.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's very sad.
It is. You can follow her memorial page on Facebook, though, so
Mhm.
that would be good. Follow us because we're always posting about like past cases and different cases that do charities like John and Barry. They always do a huge toy drive. They're doing it with Food City this year, so that's always a good spot to get all the info and extras too, like different pictures or things that we've posted. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
This one makes me sad.
I know.
I mean, all of them do really,
I
but
know.
this one's tough.
Yeah. I just hope that her son's doing good. And
Yeah,
knows how
I do
much
too.
she loved him.
Yeah, and I really hope his dad is doing right by him, but also doing right by himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, I hope he realizes that getting himself out of that situation and taking care of himself and stuff like is the best thing for him and his son.
Mhm.
Because no kid's better off than with a healthy parent,
Yep.
even if it's just one parent.
Yeah.
Like, it's very important,
Mhm.
man.
Crazy.
Okay.
All right, that's it. I'm
right,
done.
well-
I'm tapping out.
If we do the Christmas tree, you come help. Hell,
Okay.
if we meal prep, you come help.
Okay.
We
We're doing
might
a girls'
need
night
help.
Saturday. Is Taylor back then?
No,
Saturday?
he's not. He's gone.
Oh,
Him and
man.
Mav are gone. Either way, if we do that, we will video it.
Yeah.
Because it's, oh, bless my heart. Pray
Everyone's
for me,
gonna
y'all.
be throwing stuff at
Pray
the tree.
for me. I don't know what's more stressful.
The milk.
But I don't like help with the tree. I'm very particular.
Really? Well, you're type A.
Yes. So I almost would just rather meal prep. But we'll see. It might be fun. If I do the Christmas tree, we will most definitely video it because I will
If you
have at
do it-
least 4 meltdowns.
Just listen. You can have them do it. I know. Our neighbors fight. You can do the tree, and then when they go to bed, just rearrange it.
Mm.
Take it all off, and then you can do it all by yourself.
It's so big.
Well, do you want to be type A, or do you want help?
Oh, I don't want help with the Christmas tree. I do not.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want help. I don't need help.
That's so funny.
I will get my own ladder. I will pull it all down. But the meal prepping, I am not type A when it comes to that. They can help and do all they want, and I'll be the sous chef.
Okay. Sous Chef Mason. All right. Until next time,
If you're gonna be an asshole, be a funny one.
and don't do math. That's all I'm sorry. This is the Expired Podcast.
Bye.